The year of 2023 winding down means many end of year list videos are coming. But before finalizing my rankings, I want to discuss at least two more movies. So, for the penultimate time in 2023, my name's Ren, and this is my review of The Zone of Interest. Welcome back, film family. Thank you for joining me to discuss a film that, ever since the London Film Festival, I've been struggling to summarize my thoughts on because it has done what so few movies have ever done, and that is leaving me speechless as we follow the commander of Auschwitz, Rudolf Höss, and his wife, Hedwig, as they strive to build their dream life for their family in a house and garden next to the camps. I've been waiting for whatever Jonathan Glazer would want to offer us for 10 years, ever since he came onto the scene with Under the Skin. And yet again, he teams up with A24, a studio that has become infamous for their unconventional and really not mainstream approach to familiar premises and genres. And make no mistake, on the surface, The Zone of Interest is very much that. A horror film in every conceivable way, dropping us directly into the center of the atrocities committed during the Holocaust. But Jonathan Glazer takes this idea of horrible events that we very much know happened during human history, the worst period in human history, but understanding that so many of us are lucky to have never been directly there and not really fully comprehend the pain, the anguish of it all. And he forces us to bear witness at the complete apathy, day to day demonstrated towards these very same atrocities. And you feel this powerlessness towards it all. He captures it all from a distance, but at the same time, you feel like you're so engrossed in the nature of evil. It's an admittedly bold and brilliant choice to convey the wickedness of the world by not showing it, but rather focus on the efforts to build this paradise-like existence through the unawareness of the unfolding nightmare right on the other side of the wall, thus illustrating the true cost of such an existence. And the Zone of Interest forces you to confront that reality through and through in every single way. It's an assault on your senses, particularly on your ears, because this film has the best sound design I have heard this entire year. And while everything you're witnessing is a family happily living their day-to-day lives, where the mother takes care of the house, the father goes to work, which is literally right outside their gate, children happily enjoying the sun in the pool, a full fresh garden with vegetables and fruit, dogs, and constantly you're hearing the horrors of what their father does for work. Constantly, you're witnessing the wickedness come out, the apathy that is so cold it sends shivers down your spine, even as you're witnessing a family having dinner or sharing a meal, and you're hearing the reality that they ignore. The reality that they're indoctrinating their children into believing that is the right thing. And it is unsettling. Not for a moment do you feel like you can breathe. Not for a moment do you feel like you have the power to intervene because the film keeps you at such a distance. Jonathan Glazer is a very smart director. He does not bring us close into these characters. This is not a meditation on characters confronting maybe what we're doing is wrong. No, this is the reality. This is what happens, and we're forced to live inside the walls of these people, the people that made it happen. He shoots this entire film in gorgeous wide shots and uncomfortable middles as people just look on, completely emotionless, and you're forced to feel it all and shake through this experience. Glazer uses this restricted visual language to juxtapose the beauty of this idyllic existence with what is ignored beyond the walls of comfort, and thus exposing the undeniably disturbing reality, making sound itself, the very sound design of this film, a character in ways I have never seen in a film. The magnitude of the impact sound plays in this film, where it's constantly waking you up to the numbness of what the characters express in this film. That apathy, that detachment, that Glazer draws focus to you not relating to it. That's the very point of this film. It's to pay attention to everything you hear and realize all that's wrong with what we're seeing. The soundscape in the zone of interest truly makes the presence of pain and anguish undeniable through inaction and indifference. The experience as a whole of watching this film, especially on the big screen, is chilling and it's haunting. I have never been in a screening room where everyone is so quiet. And Glazer uses the presence of this immersive soundscape to highlight true horror and cruelty through subtlety, where everything you're seeing is so wrong, and he's constantly bringing you reality through all the other senses. It is very much a film I don't see myself revisiting a lot. It is completely cold and bleak, and not one that warrants a lot of revisiting because of just how uncomfortable it is. But I feel it is an essential watch for this year. There are two story threads I didn't quite see where they were going. I didn't quite see the impact they left on the film as a whole through and through. I don't know that 10 years was worth waiting for another Glazer masterwork, but he did indeed deliver yet another one. So, before I dive into my final thoughts on the zone of interest, it's time for you to start the conversation about it in the comments below. This is very much a film I don't feel right asking if you're excited about, but are you interested in the zone of interest? Have you seen it by now? Anything and everything down there. And if you're enjoying this review, want to see more like it from all around the year, from LFF, there's a playlist with many more like it right up here. Or if you just want to talk more movies and TV with me, this is the place to be. Consider clicking the subscribe button, and you won't miss any future conversations on your favorite movies and TV. The Zone of Interest is an engrossing expose on the banality of evil. It's confronting and uncomfortable, but ultimately a vital masterclass in slow burn filmmaking with a chilling soundscape as breathtaking horrors sear their way into our minds. I'm giving The Zone of Interest a B+. Thank you so much for watching, Film Family. I have one more review to bring to you before my end of year lists all come out through shorts, through long form videos. I hope you stay tuned for those. There's a lot to discuss, and a big shout out to my channel members for always supporting the channel. So until the next one, love each other and love the movies.